Mitch McConnell was talking about the national debt, and he was saying that we're not going to okay the national debt unless we get a tremendous amount of cuts to spending. And Mitch McConnell, and he said, you're not willing to compromise? And he said, yes, we're willing to compromise. And McLaren said, well, in all the previous compromises over these things, it's included tax increases. And he said, I don't believe that it happened in the 90s. Well, he's erroneous. It did happen in the 90s. In 1993, Bill Clinton raised taxes. Most people know that if you really want to build a great country, you build up the middle class. Henry Ford proved that by upping the wages of his workers so that they could buy his car.
That's why the economy's in such a mess, because the middle class is in a mess.
Exactly, but the Democratic Party should be saying, we need a 35-hour work week.
Yeah.
Minimum wage that's like $10 or $15 or $20 an hour. We need a minimum wage to where it's a wage that a person can work at and actually pay his taxes, actually own a car, actually live in a house, and not live in hand-to-mouth subsistence.
The minimum wage wouldn't destroy the country, a higher minimum wage.
If you look at a chart of CEO pay over the last few years, it's gone through the roof.
I came up during the Depression. My daddy was unemployed. We lived in a tent up in Drayton, Texas. And Dad was pipeline. Roosevelt was elected. We had people out there that worked 12, 14 hours a day. First thing he did was cut the work day to 6 hours. My daddy went to work. 30 hours a week, 5 days. The economy got better. You know? People don't understand the economy as a circle. You know? You've got these guys here, you've got this guy, he owns his company, he's got these guys, workers down here that are making that product, that's turning around and buying that product.
If there's anything that the last 8 years under Bush and those idiots have taught us, it's that cutting taxes and deregulating industry is bad for the economy.
It hasn't done us any good at all.
Huh?
It hasn't done us any good at all.
And if
Right.
you go back in history, you look at the Hoover administration, you had the same situation.
Exactly. It's history repeating itself, and yet the average person,
You on camera.
most people, don't even understand it. They don't understand how we got in the other depression, so they sure don't understand how we got in this one.
Exactly.
My daddy had a simple explanation. If you have 2 consecutive terms of Republican presidents, you are going to have a recession. with the bunch that, you know, I have breakfast with on Friday, and I do get a little political with them. They know me, they know I'm going to do this too. But I told him I'd written my congressman about these people on Medicaid, and what are we going to do with our kids that needs better education? And this guy said, are you willing to pay more taxes?
Yes.
Well, I didn't answer him right away because he really caught me by surprise, and that's unusual too, you know. But I looked this up, and I have a rebuttal that I'm going to use tomorrow morning on this guy. I get revenge, man. And I'm going to tell him, yes, I will pay more taxes. I have researched this situation, and back when we had Clinton, we had tax increases. We had a balanced budget. My retirement plan was making more money. And yeah, I would definitely go back to that with more time.
I remember when my dad explained to me what was fair in taxes, because I came home from school and I said, the teacher said that we should, and this was maybe in the early 60s, she said it would be fair if everybody paid the same rate. And my dad said, no, your teacher doesn't know what she's talking about, Becky. He said, Nettie B, who was our housekeeper, would say, I pay Nettie B $15,000 a year, and she has 4 kids. And he said, so for her to pay 10% of the money she made, that she wouldn't get to have all the food and clothes that her 4 kids need. He said, now, I make $60,000 a year, and I would have to pay $6,000. He said, well, we might not go on as many vacations. He said, but none of y'all would hurt for anything. He said, is that fair? Fairness means we each need to hurt equally. We
That's a
each
good
need
point.
to give where it affects us in the same way.